The year is 1913, and J.P. Morgan, along with some other world bankers and politicians, changed the world and the way that you borrow forever. What happened in 1913? The Federal Reserve. It is neither federal nor is it a reserve. And how did they change the way you bank and borrow money? Is there's a special magic trick called fractional reserve lending. What that means is for every dollar you put into the bank, they actually have $10 to lend out. So imagine that. Imagine I give you a dollar bill, George Washington, and snap your fingers, and next thing you know, it's a $10 bill. And I forget what president's on the $10 bill. You can comment below and let me know. That's a pretty powerful magic trick. What's your next question out of me? You got an Abraham Lincoln? How about a Benjamin? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? So that's what banks are capable of doing with the 10-to-1 ratio. So what does that do? That is how we segregate our cash. That's what the banks came up with in order to separate you from your cash, is they needed to come up with the modern day mortgage. And the modern day mortgage is a closed-end product. Prior to 1913, it was not a closed-end product. Actually, it looked a lot like a home equity line of credit. So money can move in freely into a mortgage, but it cannot move out freely. It means your funds are trapped. So it forces Americans to split up your funds. Before, we were putting all of our income towards a mortgage because it was liquid. Now we don't. So we have to split up our funds and we have to separate our cash. So some money is going to go towards the mortgage and some is going, guess where? To the bank for safekeeping, right? So they can give us 0.25% of our money and lend it back to us at 6%. So what is the solution? A HELOC. All we're doing really is going back to basics. They're not teaching you anything new. This is what our great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents used to do. They were a better generation for multiple reasons. One, they had better financing tools. The mortgage was not a closed-end tool. It actually looked like a home equity line of credit. Plus, they were a little smarter and better disciplined generation. This way, we can get back to a streamlined income approach. And when we do that, we get 100% income utilization because now all of our money goes to work as opposed to only some of our money going to work in the mortgage. And the rest of it is actually working against us because the rate of return the banks give us doesn't even come close to keeping up with the cost of inflation. And then what do we get? We get less interest. And my number one thing is we maintain liquidity in times that we need it or for opportunities. Take care, gang. God bless.